Welcome back, everybody, to Against the Call. This is episode 12, and today we're joined by a special guest, Jay's Fifth Down podcast. We'll get to him in a second. Today's lineup, we got the NFL wildcard weekend discussion, NFL divisional round predictions, our crystal ball player, which player we think will be the best in the divisional round. We're going to have a little bit of our lunch table talk, talking about the man, the myth, the legend, Deion Sanders. We're going to be talking about around the league, college football, our Mount Rushmores are the four best players from our respected favorite colleges. Our segment in the air. What is the most unbreakable record in sports? After that, we're going to have is John Calipari on the hot seat? That's a big question right now. Our Let's Debate segment. Will Tiger Woods win another major? The NBA games of the weekend. And we're going to end it off with our draft day. Best mascots across all of professional sports. So today, guys, we are joined by Jay's Fifth Down podcast. We are so happy to have him. Interesting story about him. He was the first fellow podcaster to give us a follow on Instagram. And
Yeah.
this has been building up for a while. So Jay, just tell us about yourself.
Yeah, man. So again, I'm Jay. I host the Jays5thdown podcast. Been doing that for about a year or so, year and some change. So it's nice to have these guys welcome me on their podcast. Appreciate them. And I see they're just, getting the ball rolling here. And I appreciate you guys having me on.
Yeah, man. Of course, we've been wanting you on for a while now. So one of the
Okay.
questions I got to ask right off the bat: what teams do you root for? Just NFL.
Okay, well, so I am based out of Atlanta, so unfortunately, the Atlanta Falcons.
All right, all
So
right.
But my second team, I would say, is the 49ers that I root for because I just love the way, Kyle Shanahan runs that team and that offense is amazing what they can do. And they're just so talented. So I got two teams, Falcons and the 49ers.
That's a big difference right there.
Hey, you gotta have a good team. You got a bad team, you gotta have a good team to balance it out. You gotta have a
No, that's for sure. Like both of
yeah.
my NFL teams I kind of root for suck though. I like the Browns and the Bucks. So there's really
I mean, the
Well, I
Bucks
mean,
made
the
some
Bucks.
playoffs though, so I mean,
Bucks
like,
have two Super Bowls.
yeah.
Yes.
You know, the
Yeah,
Browns
they
have
do.
two ring pops. So but anyways, let's just jump right into it, guys. Boy, what a weekend it was with the wild card weekend. It's
Oh,
finally
yeah.
time that we can discuss these games. And I on the script here, I didn't sugarcoat it. Let's jump right into the Jags versus Chargers game.
Dude, what is there to say about it, bro? It
Jags
was
are gonna
always the
jag.
Jags. I never doubted this team 1 minute, right? Never had my doubts.
You said in the group chat, I think I'm gonna turn the game off.
Dude, so I don't know. I think I told y'all this. I'm in three group chats, right? Even though, like, counting the ones that you're in, right?
Uh-huh.
I was getting flamed in all three. I swear to God, I was getting flamed in all three. And like, and most of them, except the ones that we're in, because we weren't just talking about the game, we were talking about other stuff, of course. But the other, I just stayed quiet the whole game. Because, like, what I mean, I was getting flamed. Trevor Lawrence
27-0 at halftime.
Trevor Lawrence threw 4 interceptions. So what was I gonna say? Oh,
That
well,
Asante Samuel T-Law connection, bro.
dude, it was crazy. Anyway, so after halftime, well, really during halftime, I saw that we scored, a touchdown. I was like, all right, that's cool, whatever.
He scored.
Huh? Yeah, we finally scored. And I pulled out my calculator because I didn't feel like doing math in my head. And I was like, dude, we're still in this low key, right?
It took you a calculator to figure that out.
Yeah,
What does that
so-
mean?
So,
All right, but that's
so
besides
yeah,
the point.
I was, yeah. I was-
Jay, I gotta ask you. We talked about this on our last podcast. Brandon Staley, is he the next head coach, like next year for the Chargers? Is he still going to be the head coach there?
I think he is, but I don't think he should be.
That's fair to say. Like, I think that I'm on board with him being there next year, but one more season where they come up short, he's out.
I mean,
like,
if you blow a 27-point lead to the Jaguars, bro, that is pretty in the playoffs. That is pretty. I mean,
Yeah.
that is pretty bad.
Jags are gonna jag, man.
Yeah,
I
So-
say they give him one more year. Like,
yeah,
if
yeah.
they fail, like, he's out.
Yeah, that's fair to say. And like,
Mhm.
so Jay, where were you when you were watching this game? What was
So I
going
was-
through your head?
So I was at home and watching this. I'm like, it's just putrid by the play by the Jags offense. I'm like, man, this is, I thought they'd come in here and just, maybe surprise us. And it's typical Jaguar stuff. They're gonna, get bounced out off season. What's next for Jacksonville? But man, second half they came out and they got back in the game, and so I was shocked, and I was impressed by the poise that Trevor Lawrence showed, the maturity there, and just, hey, you know what, I had a bad first half, but you know what, new half, I'm gonna come out and take one play at a time, one drive at a time, and they got back in the game and won.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know. Do you follow like NFL memes at all? Like,
Yes, I do.
Okay, so
Yes.
you must be familiar with Trevor Lawrence, like hype speech, where he can't even motivate me to make a sandwich because it's so like dull.
Yeah.
That's what I picture in the locker room. He's just like, all right, guys, let's go out there. We're down, man. Like,
But we're gonna have some fun. Let's win this game.
I mean,
but it gets them hype, I guess.
They came back from it, so
I know.
But I do gotta say the play calling was totally different, and it truly felt like a different game in the second half.
Yeah, I don't know if
opinion.
you saw, but like, the Bosa brother on the Chargers,
dude, yeah, he was fuming, dude. He was fuming.
Yeah,
those calls were pretty controversial, but I'm not gonna go against them because it's against my team. But I mean, shit happens, bro. It's the playoffs. Let the kids play. There was some shitty calls all game as well, so it was a very sketchy call game. So
I mean, the Jags secondary just came out insane, only allowing 3 points in the second half,
and they scored. What was it? I think they scored like on every drive they had in the second half. Did they?
The Jags?
Yeah.
I mean,
because the Jags defense on the second half only gave up a field goal.
Yeah, which was insane.
That was insane.
And also the Jags kicker, like that was almost shanked.
I'm not gonna lie, dude. As soon as
it was.
No,
dude, I was holding my breath.
I was just hoping that I could like see the Chargers win because my bracket that I made would still be intact.
Yeah,
but that didn't happen.
Everybody's bracket.
Yeah, my bracket got busted so fast.
Yeah,
so fast.
But this weekend was one of the best wild card weekends I have seen in a long time. Like
it really was very fun. Like to watch,
except Monday night,
all close games.
Oh yeah, that was all.
We'll get to that one. But Jay, so in terms of wild card weekend, what did you think of all this madness?
Well, I mean, they called it Super Wild Card Weekend for a reason, and it was. I mean, just had a lot of points and, and just crazy plays and, teams showing up. The 49ers, they had a rocky first half, and then they came back and just exploded. So, that was impressive. And, the Vikings and the Giants game really impressed me too. I mean, the way Daniel Jones went out there and played, it was amazing. He was running the ball. He didn't turn it over. He seemed very poised, and he seemed, good in the pocket. It was a great play. And you had other guys step up too. Isaiah Hodgins, Darius Slayton. Like the Giants, it really did surprise me. So, yeah.
I think they surprised a lot of people here, except for me. Because I had Giants winning this game,
I had Giants losing this fight. I thought they were gonna get smacked. Like
no,
I didn't think. I thought it was gonna be a close game, which it was a close game. But I thought Minnesota had it.
I thought it was gonna be Danny Dimes doing his thing he loves doing, just handing it to Saquon.
Yeah,
and I thought
Saquon popped off.
Saquon did Saquon things.
Yeah, four tutties.
He couldn't even stop Saquon, which is.
Dude, yeah, it was wild. And then Kirk Cousins just throwing a 3-yard check down.
He did that for DeMar Hamlin.
Watch, dude. That's like
number 3.
Speaking of Kirk Cousins, he's gonna be the quarterback for Vikings next year too.
Okay.
I mean,
I saw the GM said they're gonna keep him.
Yeah. I mean,
Jay, thoughts on that?
I mean, Kirk Cousins. Every time I talk with somebody about Kirk Cousins, it's just always. I mean, look, for what he is, Kirk is a solid quarterback. He always has been. However, it's just sometimes he tends to, you just don't know what Kirk is going to show up, and so that's the big thing about it. And I do think if I'm the Vikings, I will look into grabbing a quarterback in the draft this year or free agency or something. You need a quarterback. You just need to get one.
Is Kellen Mond still on the team?
I think
I'm not sure.
He cut.
I think he got cut.
Because I know a person me and Mike went to school with, like he was fully committed to Kellen Mond being the future of the Vikings.
Why?
And I literally have never heard anything from him since he got drafted. So, I mean, I definitely agree. Vikings need a new quarterback, especially how
No,
old
he's
like
on the
Kirk Cousins
Browns.
getting. He is?
Yeah,
Okay.
he's on the
Wow.
Browns.
I didn't even know that. He must be practice squad at this point. But what I was gonna say was, you can't expect the Kirk that you're gonna expect whenever it's noontime. He's
Yeah.
lost all 5 of his games this past season whenever they weren't at noon. All the rest were at noon. So the new nightmare continues. And I'll tell you right now, like Kirk Cousins, man, he's a predictable guy. He is.
Yeah.
They should keep him just for like the regular season, and when he comes off season, like postseason, get a different quarterback.
Just reserve him for noon games, bro. Like, so
Exactly.
yeah.
Man. So the next game I want to talk about, Dolphins versus Bills. This was way closer than I
Yeah,
ever
really, yeah.
expected.
Yes, dude. I was not expecting this game to be. I thought it was gonna be a blowout.
Yeah.
I
I
thought a
know,
lot of games
dude.
in this wild card weekend was gonna be a blowout. But
Yeah.
I was wrong on every single one.
Dude, every game was good.
Like Jay
It
said,
was.
it's called
Every-
Super Wild Card Weekend for a reason.
That is true. Yeah.
And Skylar Thompson, man.
Dude,
He-
I thought Miami was gonna pull it off. I'm not gonna lie to y'all.
I was scared for a second. I wanted Miami to win because
Yeah.
they're the underdog, Florida team, whatnot.
Yeah.
But then I wanted the Bills to win because number one, I want to see that Bills Bengals matchup. Number two, they were my Super Bowl winners, so that'd be really embarrassing.
Right.
Yeah.
I wanted them to lose just to see you two like already get your team out.
Nah.
I mean, by then your bracket was busted. My bracket was the only one that was
Hey,
still
my
alive.
my Super Bowl prediction still
I
rolling
know.
right now.
I know. I'm just saying, like
all of
like,
ours is.
Yeah. So, because what I had like Bills and 49ers, and you had
Yeah, Bills and 49ers.
And then you
Very
had-
original.
I had
over here.
Bengals. I had Bengals and 49ers for my Super Bowl.
Man, let's just ask Jay. What's your Super Bowl prediction right now?
Oh,
Out
no,
of
no.
the
Why you guys put me on the spot like that now? Oh, I mean,
spontaneous podcast.
right now, yeah, right now, I'm going with San Francisco, man.
Brock
Who do you have them
Purdy.
playing in the AFC?
The Bengals.
Not
See,
bad.
he knows what he's talking about. He knows what he's talking about.
By the way I saw the Bills play against the Dolphins, I might jump on board with the Bengals train because, oh my gosh, I don't even know how they
I
allow
don't know.
mean,
We'll see.
hey.
Where are they playing in Atlanta, right?
Hmm?
Like their
if
neutral
the Bills
spot.
play the
No,
Chiefs.
That would be the Chiefs if they both go to the AFC Championship.
Okay.
So, now, what I thought was funny, guys, was that when the NFL put that news out, a potential Bills and Chiefs AFC Championship game, I just thought you should. The comments were just crazy, like, "Oh,
Script writers, bro.
scripted, yeah, it's scripted." Like, I'm like,
Hey, Trevor Lawrence even said it, bro. You can't write a better script than this, man. So, hey,
Trevor Lawrence, man, he blew
he
everything.
just explodes, bro. Like that's
the
That's
NFL
Bills.
script writers on Wild Card Weekend.
They're going
They-
crazy. They just
You seen the memes where the guy's like writing on the piece of
Yeah.
paper? It's Birdie.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
so
what
why,
it is.
all right. If that was true though, why didn't they let Brady win? Like I thought the script letter, dude. They love Brady. Like
They do.
that's
Yeah.
like their prince in shining armor, man. So like, why? You know,
Maybe because it's
maybe
not
he comes
scripted.
back next season.
I guess revenge season.
When he comes back to the Patriots, they're gonna write in the Patriots.
Go
gonna win
for it.
again.
Oh my god,
Okay.
bro. Jay, these Boston fans, man, and this is he's a
I know,
Falcons
right?
fan. Give him a break right now.
I do want to show you. So hold this for a second.
All right.
There's something on my computer. Right now.
Oh, bro.
"Oh, come on, man."
Hey, bro, we treat our guests nicely here.
Yeah,
bro. We
for
Yeah,
can't
yeah.
keep
Come on,
doing
I'm
that
a
now.
guest, man.
Come on, dude. It's Boston fans, bro. It's Boston fans.
Stay classy.
No
guys,
class
bro.
at all.
Hey,
Sorry, I'm sorry.
Move your thing.
What are the odds?
But anyways, back to this Bills Dolphins game. There's one funny topic I want to talk about. Mike McDaniel vaping.
Dude, he had hit.
What do you think that he was vaping?
No,
Any
yeah,
of you?
you could see the tape.
Guys, I mean, I think he had the pen in his mouth, like he just was just kind of
Like a Sharpie?
like he was just kind of thinking, it's like sometimes when you bite on stuff. I think that's what it was, because I don't just see Mike McDaniel vaping.
That'd be
on the
funny. That'd be
sideline.
funny,
So,
though.
Right when
it would be funny, but
I mean,
I don't.
dude, imagine just looking on the sideline. Your coach is just hitting a pen, dude.
Well, I mean,
Like
we've
that.
all been to high school and we know
he
how
looked
that
like
works.
a
where you
ninth,
go
he
to-
looked like a ninth grader, like just trying to hide his pen. Because right when he put it
Inhaled
up, he
it
took a deep
too?
breath. It looked like I saw a little clip. He just
Yeah,
wanted to
yeah,
rest
yeah,
and
yeah.
take a deep breath.
He kind of had that like pen sucking
Yeah,
move.
it just.
Yeah.
It
I mean, if it was an actual pen or Sharpie, I mean, you could still get high off that.
That's true. Yeah.
maybe.
I think some of those play calls you kind of have to question it as well.
I mean,
fourth
also
down
you got to
call,
you got to
so-
remember, like, somebody said Mike McDaniel is like the dad's business owner who like just
Yeah.
let his son run the business. So like, I don't doubt if he was vaping. Honestly, I don't doubt
Yeah, I
it.
don't either. But another
That-
game that was pretty big was the Bengals and Ravens game.
That was
Oh my-
that was also a good game.
Another game I didn't think would be close.
Yeah,
Bro, if Lamar was
No, I
there, he
didn't.
probably would have won.
Oh, for sure.
He definitely would have won.
for sure. J.K.
Yeah.
Think so?
I do think so.
Dude,
Like,
I think they
the
would have
Ben-
won if Tyler Huntley just got the ball over the line.
Man, why he
Honestly.
he was so stupid to jump.
Dude, he just wanted to be Trevor Lawrence, bro. Like he
Bro,
just
oh my-
he just couldn't pull it
Jags
off. man.
fans, right? Jags
Just
decided
couldn't
to
pull
bring
it
up
off.
their shine. No, but that touchdown, that Tyler Huntley play was so bad.
No, it was big man Tutty too.
Yeah, I do like watching.
You
those.
just see him
the
rumbling
big
and
guys
tumbling down
grabbing
the field, bro. You see him on the sideline with his like air
Oxygen
thing,
mask,
Yeah.
Hey, that's
No,
that's
Oh,
highlight of
dude,
his
I gotta
career.
love it though.
Highlight of his career.
for real. He's definitely getting re-signed.
Yeah.
But Jay, the Ravens Bengals game, only a touchdown difference. Your thoughts?
It like I said, I didn't think it would be that close, and coming into the game, I honestly thought the Ravens were gonna like really blow them out. But I'm sorry, the Bengals. I mean, we're gonna blow them out. But I mean, for what it was, I mean, yeah, it was a good close game, and Tyler Huntley did what he could to fill it in, and they made it close. But just
Yeah.
few plays here and there.
This is the best Tyler Huntley game we've seen in a long time, since last season, honestly.
Yeah,
I mean,
Yeah.
he has not been playing that great. He came out in this playoff game and wanted that win. Unfortunate fumble. I mean, there's not much you can do there, but moving on. We talked about it a little bit already. Seahawks versus 49ers. It was close at halftime, but
It was.
only so many people can be halftime champions like the Chargers.
Like you
But
said
they
before, Seahawks
or the
were-
Falcons.
Yeah, or the Falcons. I like that. But, we did say this. I don't know if you saw our clip, but we did say Seahawks were just happy to be there.
Yeah.
They were happy that they made it,
Scooter
happy
Pete.
they beat out the Lions, everything like that. But yeah, Scooter Pete, whatever. 49ers take a big W here as expected. So you do root for the 49ers. So thoughts on Brock Purdy right now? You got to be happy.
Man, Brock is a beast, dude. I mean, I've never seen anything like this from a 7th round pick, let alone the last pick of the draft, and just the underdog in him, man. He just has a great story, and I think he's played great this year. And coming in, that's gotta be hard, right? I mean, you're a rookie, you come in, and you're just now really getting the feel for the offense. You're coming in here and you're starting. I mean, it's the Dolphins, then against Brady and the Bucks, and the way he played in that game was great. So I just thought it was a great game by him. And he was a little nervous, you could tell, in the first half, but he kind of calmed down and was just kind of making plays and moving around like, oh my gosh, Brock Purdy. So, yeah, great game.
Yeah. Now, do you see Brock Purdy being the future quarterback next year?
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't think you can't not make him the future quarterback. He's earned that spot to me. I mean, he just has. He's played phenomenal. I don't think you go into next season with anybody else your starting quarterback other than Brock Purdy. So
What do you
see? Do you see a Trey Lance trade in the future by any chance?
most likely because I don't think he wants to be a backup. He's like, hey, I got drafted this high to be a starter. So, unfortunately, injuries. But I mean, and I think Trey Lance will be a starter on a lot of teams in this league, So, yeah, I think a trade is possible, but, we'll see.
Yeah,
we'll
we
see.
definitely will. I mean, I don't know. There is many places Trey Lance could go. I mean, I think that Trey Lance could be good on Houston, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I feel like he has the same archetype as Bryce Young, sorry. I'm saying Bryce Hall, Jesus. But anyways, yeah, Bryce Young, he has the same archetype as him. I think that and the Texans want him. So
He's very similar to Sean Watson when he comes to his
Yeah.
playing style.
yeah,
So
on and off the field. But anyways, the Bucks versus Cowboys.
Yeah. No.
God,
no,
I don't know if you can see the stuff behind us. A lot of Buck stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that. It's been a rough night.
Yeah, no, it was.
You know, I never turn off a playoff game until I watch that game. I turn it off like towards the beginning of the fourth quarter,
Yeah.
just because I had school the next day and I want to go to bed. And I was like, bro, there's no way Brady's gonna come back to this.
I had to do homework, but like I had a bet for Tony Pollard or Chris Godwin to get a touchdown, so I watched that whole game.
Really?
And neither of them.
Dude,
There was a play where Chris Godwin was open on a slant in the end zone, and he just threw right over him.
Just watching Tom Brady throw that ball and just getting no protection whatsoever, it was just horrible to watch, bro. Which, I mean, that was just our season in a nutshell. That one game was just our season in a nutshell.
Yeah.
So I don't know. We're going to be making a lot of moves in this offseason, so we'll see what happens. But that's for another day to talk about.
Yeah, a lot of moves in the offseason.
It's
Jay,
already
do you
starting.
sports bet?
I do not. I listen. You know, the Super Bowl 51 taught me not to do that anymore. So I do not do that anymore. Okay. I did it once and I paid the price for it, so I won't do that again.
Picks is addicting.
I gotta ask you, now that I'm on this topic, did you fall asleep during the Falcons Patriots Super Bowl? Were you one of those?
No. Oh no, man! I was excited. I mean, I was like jumping around, like, man, we are beating Tom Brady and the Patriots. Like, this is crazy. Like, you know, like, of course. Well, we all know how the rest of the story ends. So
it's okay. It's always been Matt Ryan. There will be more glory days up ahead. I'll tell you.
No, they're looking good this year, though. Not this year, but next year.
Yeah, I mean potentially.
So,
how do you feel about Desmond Ridder?
I think he's a good quarterback, man. I think he's good. He's smart. He's his mechanics are pretty good. You know, I just think still a few things he's got to work on. But other than that, I think he's a starter. You know, now of course there were rumblings about Lamar and this and that, and the news came out today that they're going to actively try to get him back with an extension next year. So I don't think he's coming to Atlanta. But I mean, yeah, I think Desmond Ridder's the guy. He kind of has to be because it can't be Marcus Mariota after what I saw this year. So
no, Marcus Mariota is way out of his prime now.
Yeah,
there's no going back on him.
You can't throw the ball more than 20 yards down the field. You can't be an NFL quarterback in this league. You got to be able to throw the football.
Yeah,
exactly. But with the Bucs, disappointing loss.
You guys think this is Tom Brady's last game as a Buck?
Oh,
or last game ever?
For
yes.
Sure, man.
Yes.
Sure.
Yes.
Yeah. I hope so.
Yeah, we all hope so. Watching him play that last game, bro. Watching him play this whole season was.
Yeah, this wasn't the Brady we're used to.
No.
I mean, first time being under 500 in his career.
Yeah.
I mean, he still had all the same weapons.
But he didn't have that O-line.
No, yeah, he didn't have the
O-line, and the head coaching was horrendous.
New head coach with
Granted, we are getting a new OC and a new defensive line coordinator or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know. I saw we have like 15 coaches that are
we're cleaning house right now. Like people are getting fired.
We're probably gonna be going back to another 20-year rebuild. I hope not. But I don't know, man. We'll see what happens. I don't know, man.
Kyle Trask the answer?
Hell no.
We'll see, bro. We'll see. I don't know.
That's not even just my hate for the Florida Gators. I just don't think he is.
I don't know, man. Like I want a franchise quarterback. That's all I want. If Kyle Trask is that guy, then he's that guy. If Blaine Gabbert is that guy, then that's our guy. Like I don't know. I don't know who's gonna be our guy.
About that.
So, God, Blaine Gabbert. Anyways, let's just move into our predictions for the NFL divisional round. Let's just start with the first game: Jags versus Chiefs. John, you just take it away right here.
Already know
let's hear what you got,
bro. And I can't go against my Jags. I can't. I really can't. I'm sorry. Like clown me. I already get clowned in the Instagram comments, so I'm used to this.
Yes,
100%. And clip that for TikTok if I'm wrong. So either way, it's gonna be a win for me. Is either it's gonna be a win for me. It's either gonna be a win for me or a win for y'all. So y'all can clip it. But I got Jacksonville. I think it's gonna be a close game, but I got Jacksonville.
Jags are gonna jag. Give me Chiefs.
Give me Chiefs easily by a mile. Dude.
Now I will wait, Jay. Give us your pick real fast.
I got the Jags on this one, man.
Oh!
Go in there and upset Kansas City. I think they're going to get like, but it's going to be like by a field goal. I think it'll be like again a field goal win,
Close game.
or maybe a touchdown. I don't know. We'll see. But I got the Jags. I'm confident in Trevor Lawrence.
I was not expecting that.
Hey,
I
hey.
was not expecting
No,
that.
I kind of can see it. At the beginning, he said that he was kind of for the Jags.
Oh, yeah, he did. He did.
I will say this right now. The game against the Chiefs is going to be on a Saturday.
Mhm.
Trevor Lawrence
Mhm.
undefeated on a Saturday.
Oh, snap.
Also, and I do want to say, if Jacksonville plays like the team they played in the second half, I feel like, and they're like on both sides of the ball, they have a genuine shot.
Well,
Now, if they
obviously.
start off the game like how they started off the game with the Chargers, then dude, we're gonna be dead by halftime because there's no way the Chiefs are gonna blow.
Chiefs kept it,
Whatever.
or Texans kept it close with the Chiefs.
That
this
is
year.
true. Yeah,
So did the
there was a lot of
Broncos.
close.
And
wins.
the Broncos both games.
Dude,
Super
there's been a
close.
lot of
However-
there's been a lot of close games by Kansas City.
However, in
this year.
the Broncos argument, it's a divisional rival, and divisional
I know.
rival games are always
I
close.
know. But what
Yeah.
about the Texans?
That was just a bad game.
Yeah, I don't know, but it's gonna be. I feel like it's gonna be a good game.
I
just
think it'll
like-
be fun to watch. You got the underdog story going
Yeah.
against the super dog, but Patrick Mahomes in the playoffs. Man.
We'll see, man.
Pat
We'll see.
Mahomes, man. He's not going to lose that one.
But all right, Giants versus
Seriously.
Eagles, a divisional rivalry
rival.
right here.
Yeah,
Big game.
God, I hope the Eagles win.
yeah,
I hope they win.
yeah. I hope the Eagles win as well. And I got the Eagles winning. So
All right,
I mean,
Jay, let us know your pick, and then I'll share mine.
I do think the Eagles will win. But I would like to see the Giants go in there and get upset. But I do think Philadelphia, they're just far more talented. And I think that just wins out in the end of the day. But then again, it's the NFL. We don't know. So
Yeah, what I will say about this game is it's very hard to pick this one because Eagles, both of these teams have chips on their shoulders, both of them. And both of these quarterbacks have chips on their shoulders. Jalen Hurts is still being called a system quarterback. Jalen Hurts is still being called a fraud, everything you want to call him. But in his press conferences, he talks about it. He's not that guy. Like, he knows that he's not that guy. And you got Danny Dimes, who's been pretty much shit on for a few years now, up until this year.
he's finally getting the
And-
respect that he does.
Yeah, and now the New York fans are like loving him. But both of these
Bisexuals.
both of these teams, like, dime sexuals are true. We know one. But anyways, the Giants, they could pull up this upset.
Yeah, they could.
But I'm gonna get the Eagles because they blew them out 2 games in the regular season. It's
Mhm.
the playoffs. It's a different atmosphere.
And they're playing in Philly.
But I'm gonna go safe and pick the Eagles. They are playing in Philly.
They are playing in Philly. So.
Jalen
And-
Hurts will be playing too.
Yep.
They are
They-
playing in Philly, and I'm guessing we'll take the over under maybe 10.5 fights during this game across the entire stadium. I'll get the over on that.
How many beers? How much alcohol do you think is going to be consumed?
A lot.
We
I
could
mean,
see a beer snake being formed.
Talking about, yeah.
But anyways, that's going to be a huge game. And
Yeah.
the fact that 3 NFC East teams are in the divisional round after being the
That's crazy.
worst
That's
division
crazy.
last year.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That is crazy.
The fact that the Commanders almost snuck in the
Yeah,
playoffs too.
Dude, I just can't wait for the Cowboys to lose to the 49ers, bro.
Yeah. Speaking of that, Cowboys versus 49ers. Jay, who you got?
I got the 49ers, man. I don't trust the Cowboys. I think the game against Tampa Bay, Bucks they've been a mess this whole year. And they're going against obviously much more talented defense and offense, so yeah, it's going to be a good game. I'm not saying the 49ers are going to blow them out, but they're going to win. I don't see the Cowboys, win.
At the beginning of the Bucks game, the Cowboys weren't looking that hot.
No.
Like the first even 10 minutes, the Cowboys weren't looking
The
that
first
hot.
few
A lot of drop
drives, I
passes.
thought it was going to be
Yeah.
a very close game,
Yeah.
and then the Cowboys started running away with it. So I don't know.
But you seen the picture of Dak hugging Zeke. Man, we gotta play real teams now, bro.
Yeah, and I want to bring that up.
What?
They are playing a real team. Granted, they did play the Bucks, but the Bucks, they're the Bucks.
The Bucks were 8-9
I know.
in the playoffs.
I know. So this is really the like the best real team that they faced, unless
Yeah.
if I'm missing something. But I think this is like the first like real team that they faced. Of course, the Eagles and the Giants and all that, they played all that. That's a division. But dude, I got the 49ers, bro, and I don't think it's gonna be too close, bro. I'll be honest with you.
I got 49ers going to the Super
yeah.
Bowl, so obviously I'm picking
This is
49ers.
gonna be Brock Purdy's like coming out party. Even though he's already came out, but I think beating the Cowboys
His what?
coming out party.
Coming out party?
Yeah.
What? Is he
No,
is he gay?
No.
I would hope not. But hey,
He's like, surprise, Cowboys.
No, y'all know what I mean.
you guys are crazy.
No, I actually do get what you mean,
Yeah.
but he's already proven himself.
I know.
He's undefeated.
But I think beating the Cowboys would just solidify his legacy as 49ers quarterback.
I mean, I think, in my opinion, I think he already has.
Okay.
But I think they're gonna win by
Yeah.
maybe like. I think it's gonna be closer than expected. Maybe like they'll win by a touchdown, maybe a touchdown, a field
Yeah,
goal.
Cowboys are
but
gonna fight as much
Yeah.
as possible.
that defense is very good.
Yeah.
It's a very good defense they built this year, and I think it's gonna be a pretty close game. Good game to watch.
It will be super good game to watch. But this is getting into our next segment, the crystal ball player. Which player we think will be the best in the divisional round? John, start us off. What player is gonna be the best?
Brock Purdy.
Okay.
Yeah. Brock Purdy. Nothing really to say
Any
about him.
specific reason? You just think it's
Dude,
gonna
I
go
think,
off?
like I said, beating the Cowboys will be a big feat for him.
Yeah.
I mean, the Cowboys, they're great. Like, as much as I hate to say it, they are great. And I think beating the Cowboys will really, like, I don't know. I like it really,
Like solidify his spot.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Let's solidify a spot on that Instagram post saying, "Are y'all still them boys?"
I love
Brock Purdy gets his face on there.
I'm just happy two of my boys are on there, so I'm straight.
That's
What
fair.
about you, Nick?
Give me Patrick Mahomes. I think he's gonna have himself a game in Kansas City. The fans are gonna pop out.
Well, they
Like,
always do.
They always
Like,
do.
no matter,
Exactly.
Yeah, they always do.
And I mean, Jacksonville tried comparing their fan base to them, and I don't know if you've seen that, but
They
they were like,
have?
yeah, Jacksonville was
that's
like,
crazy.
oh, they started comparing them, and then the Chief
No.
fan just was like, all right, just keep your 42,000 people to yourselves in your swimming pool.
Yeah,
Like-
I could say, man, there no one. Chiefs fans are different.
But
So-
Patrick Mahomes, he wants that Bengals rematch.
Yeah,
He wants he wants to get back to that AFC championship and
Which-
prove himself. And this is what he has to go through. He's gonna have to go through the Jags. He's gonna have amazing performance.
which
Amazing.
he's never missed a championship game, like conference championship as his.
Oh, and
As a
in his
starter,
career. As a
yeah, I'm
starter,
pretty
as a starter,
Yeah.
yeah.
Pretty sure that's right.
So
yeah.
so there's two streaks on the line this Saturday. Trevor
yeah.
Lawrence
He's due for a
never
loss,
lost.
though.
Yeah, never lost on a Saturday, and then Patrick Mahomes making it to the conference championship. So
Wow.
storylines for this weekend.
Storyline, script writers.
Yep. It's gonna
Michael, who you got?
For me, I got Joe Burrow.
be okay.
I think he's going to carry this Bengals team back to the championship, and I think he's going to carry this team back to the Super Bowl. He wants that Super Bowl win that he lost last season. I see him throwing for 3 to 4 touchdowns this game, and over 250 yards, leading the,
Okay.
especially with the Bills team that did pretty bad against a Miami Dolphins defense. So, I mean, the Bills defense doing bad to a Miami Dolphins
Yeah.
offense.
The script writers are gonna have DeMar Hamlin come in and catch the game sealing
It's gonna be like a
interception.
WWE character just walking out of the locker room, man.
Yeah,
Hey, I'd root for them, honestly.
Joe Burrow. Okay, all right.
If the Jaguars don't make it through, I'm gonna be a Bills fan, like for the whole playoffs.
Okay,
That because I mean that is my Super Bowl pick. But I want to if the Jaguars don't make
yeah,
it
I hope
through,
so.
then they got to win it for DeMar.
Of course, that's one of my main reasons. But
Yeah,
Jay, crystal ball player, who is gonna pop off in the divisional round?
For me, it's Brock Purdy, man. I mean, I can't, I don't see anybody else. This dude is phenomenal. He's gonna pop off, man. He's gonna have a great game, and even if it's not, like mind-blowing stats. Just decision making and poise. Those things. Those will be key factors against a good Dallas defense. So I think he makes those decisions because he's a smart kid and he's a leader. So yeah, I have Brock Purdy.
Yeah, he's looking like a vet. He's only played 7 games, right? 7 or 8 games. He's looking like he's been in the league since like 5 years now. Like it's actually crazy.
On the mention, he was the last pick of the NFL draft as well, and he's looking like an absolute stud.
That's just the beauty of the draft. I mean, scouts, they don't know everything. Like scouts don't know everything
That's
at all.
true. Yeah. What school did Brock Purdy go to?
Iowa State.
Okay. Was he a starter?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But he and like the hate. There's a lot of people hating on this too, saying he's not good. In their defense, he is put in like the perfect system to be put into.
Yeah. And the defense
everything
is wicked too.
Yeah.
Also, I did see the other day Jimmy G has better stats than him. Like through his first 6 games played.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I saw Brock Purdy actually has more playoff touchdowns than.
Oh well, I'm
Jimmy G
sure.
too.
Yeah. Well, the one time that Jimmy G got to the Super Bowl, I mean, that was mainly defense throughout the entire playoffs for them.
Yeah.
So
he had a good handoff too.
Yeah, great handoffs. Yeah. Your thoughts on Jimmy G, Jay?
I mean, I think he's done as a 49er after this year. It doesn't really make much sense to bring him back unless you just want to be back here. I don't think he would go for it. I think he wants to start somewhere. I think he clearly believes that he's still a starter in this league, which I think he is on the right team. Maybe a team like Carolina possibly could be an option. You got the Commanders, unless they're confident in Sam Howell moving forward. But I mean, I think Jimmy G's still a starter, definitely in this league.
Yeah. I mean, could you even see Jimmy G going back to the Patriots?
No,
I personally don't think he will.
I don't think he will either. I
But
love Jimmy, but I don't think they're gonna get him back.
Yeah, they already have Zap or Zappy.
Zappy.
Whatever. I don't know how to pronounce it. I hear both things, Zap and Zappy. But I mean, on top of that, you got Mac Jones. So
yeah.
I mean,
we
you got to
good
trust
young
it.
quarterbacks right now, so we don't really need them.
Hmm.
The only quarterback I can see the Patriots going after is obviously Tom Brady to bring him back, but that's it. They wouldn't go for any other quarterback.
Yeah. Well, anyways, anything else you guys want to say or about the NFL at all?
I think that's it.
Jay,
it's gonna be exciting.
Yeah, I will this weekend. Let's get ready. But this is gonna be our last segment. Join with Jay. Lunch table talk, talking about Deion Sanders. So I threw this in the script yesterday when me and Jay were just kind of chatting. And I did watch the first 2 episodes of Coach Prime, the docu-series. Have you finished? Like, I think there's 4 episodes out now, right? Or 5?
Yeah, I finished all 4.
Okay.
Great stuff.
Are they coming out weekly?
I'm not sure. That's a good question. I have to see, but yeah, I finished all 4, and it was pretty good, man. I like how they set that up. It was real cool.
Yeah, it has been
on ESPN Plus.
No, it's on Amazon Prime. Get it?
Because
Coach Prime.
That's sick. Yeah.
I haven't watched it. I heard it is really good though.
Yeah.
No, it really is because
what's it about? Is it
it's about Coach Prime. It's about him coaching at Jackson State.
Oh, okay.
And in the 4th episode, like no spoilers, but spoilers here. Does it talk about Colorado at all? Or
yes, it's mentioned. Yes, it's mentioned.
Okay. I'm guessing that'll come up in like the later episodes. And I hope they kind of carry through the series like with him at Colorado, because that journey is gonna be crazy.
Yeah.
Which there's the Pac-12 schedule got released, and I don't know if you guys saw this, but Deion first game's playing against TCU. First game.
Dude, that's
and the like Deion's schedule at Colorado is actually insane. Like
it's
gonna
hard.
play Oregon,
Yeah,
Oregon State, Colorado State. He's probably gonna win against Colorado State, honestly. But Arizona State, who's coming off a mediocre year, but they got great transfers. So I mean, the Pac-12 is awesome.
What do you think his record is gonna be? I know he's gonna be in a bowl game. He's gonna be in a bowl game.
You think he's getting a bowl game?
I have a feeling he could be in a bowl game.
And they are getting a lot of transfers.
It's gonna. I don't want to say it's gonna be a New Year's Six bowl, but he will have a bowl game.
This is what I will say for that. Deion's the best recruiter we've seen in a while for a young coach.
For sure.
And Deion's going to come in there. He's got his transfers, everything like that. You got to build the chemistry. Mm-hmm. You got to build the game-winning drives and everything like that. Because, Jay, like with Jackson State, I mean, they didn't win every single game. and like you're playing in the SWAC conference, and like it's a great conference nonetheless. But you're going to be going up against teams like Oregon, who had a
TCU, yeah.
Heisman candidate as their quarterback coming back. I mean, I think that Dion gets his peak or his max, his ceiling this upcoming season, 5 wins.
I think if there's a guy to build a good chemistry though, it will be Deion Sanders, 100%. So
Yeah.
I don't want to say that is a big problem. That is going to be a massive problem. But I think if there's one guy to build that type of chemistry, it is Deion Sanders.
Yeah, and I will say, Jay, like we talked about this a few podcasts ago, but I do see him being an SEC head coach in a few years.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
Like
yeah.
that is definitely
for
going to
sure.
happen. And if anything, maybe like I think he might actually go back to FSU. That's just a personal opinion. I think that if
He
Mike
loves
Norvell like starts to go
He
downhill,
loves Florida too. Like he almost went to USF. I don't know if y'all
Yeah.
remember that. He almost went to USF.
yeah, he did.
So
But Colorado has way more history.
for sure.
But
sure. Better
so
history.
Jay, predictions for his first year at Colorado, the record.
That's gonna be tough. I give him about 6 wins. I mean, like you said, it's a tough schedule, and of course, the first game he plays against a team that was in the national championship. So, however, they're gonna be missing some, guys are going to the NFL. So, but yeah, they're still TCU, and they're a good team. So, yeah, I think he's gonna have a good year. Of course, still trying to build and around those players and stuff. But what I like about Deion, man, is that not only does he care about winning or losing, but it's the bond that he builds with his players. He preaches all the time, like, I want to make these guys into great men, great husbands, great fathers, and that's the stuff that goes beyond the coaching, which is why I think needs to be put, more light needs to be shed on that. He really cares about his players, these kids. He cares about them. He wants to mold them into good young men. So
Exactly.
Yeah.
And the docu-series shows it so like brilliantly. Like
Mhm.
like it's so good. And there's a lot of people out there that think that Dion isn't a great coach. They think Dion is just cocky, everything like that. But at the end of the day, he has a right to be cocky. You know what I mean? He has every right to be cocky. One of the greatest cornerbacks to ever live. I mean, one of the greatest football players to ever live. And the fact that he like was able to just Jackson State was not a great football team.
Yeah.
He was able to flip it like this.
Mhm.
Like
Didn't
like
they go
snap his
undefeated?
fingers.
Did they go undefeated
This season, but they lost in the
bowl game?
In the bowl game.
Yeah.
Or was it bowl game or
no, it was the bowl
or
game. The last year was their
conference?
championship. Right?
Okay.
Or am I
But still,
mixing up?
I mean, coming from
Do you know this, Jay?
Did they lose?
They lost the
Uh,
bowl game this year. I know that.
yeah, they lost in the bowl game, but the season was perfect.
Yeah.
The regular season was perfect.
Yeah.
and coming from a school that wasn't known. I didn't know about Jackson State. Did y'all?
I didn't.
Never heard.
I
of
heard it.
Jackson
I
State.
heard of them.
Okay, but like,
I watched a little
of,
bit more college football than you guys
Yeah,
do.
Yeah,
So.
a lot. Yeah, but a lot of people didn't. And then him coming to Jackson State, and not to mention what he did for HBCUs. Did I say that right?
HBCUs.
Shining light on him. I mean, dude, he's
I know it's turning around fully. I don't know if you've
did.
seen this, Jay, but Ed Reed coaching at Bethune-Cookman. You think he's trying to pull a kind of Dion here, or
Well, I mean, I mean, I don't know about that, man. Possibly.
yeah, he's Ed Reed's at Bethune-Cookman now, which is really cool for him. But we'll see what he does.
Yeah,
there.
that's real cool. Yeah.
Yeah,
cool.
it is. I just was thinking about him trying to be like Dion because like something happened with the water at Bethune-Cookman too. And Ed Reed was like making all these videos about it, just like Dion and stuff. And like it just got me thinking, like they're just on the same wavelength there. But one thing that I want to keep talking about too, Dion, like you said, Jay, like the bonds that he's forming with the players is admirable. Like you don't get to see like the behind the scenes like that as much with these head coaches.
Yeah.
And like you're able to see that in the documentary where, like you said, like just great men in general, which is so good. And I don't know if you saw this either, Jay, but like when the guy who dropped the game tying touchdown in the bowl game, you saw that in the locker room.
Saw that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did see that.
That's what made me like. That's what made me want to like learn more about Dion.
Yeah.
Like that video right there, because I knew he was a good coach, but I didn't know how great he was of like with his players. And I saw that video, and I've been watching the document series, and it's fantastic. You guys need to definitely watch it.
Yeah, I'll take a look into it definitely.
But
But
so
also
yeah.
this Dion, like as you're saying, like a great like athlete. He played baseball and football at the same time. That's crazy to me.
And he was successful in
he was very successful.
Did he get a World Series ring with the Braves or no?
I don't think he got.
I know
he
played in the World Series, but did he get a ring?
He played in the World Series. I don't think they won that year.
Okay,
but like he has good stats,
but
not
still,
like Hall of Fame stats.
I know, but still playing football and baseball, two of the. I mean, you got football that's
arguably two of the hardest sports like to play.
Really like physical, and then you got baseball that's just downright hard to play.
Yeah.
Like, so I mean, it's
like he said the hardest thing to do is hit a baseball.
Oh, for sure,
going that fast.
Yeah, I mean, when you got a guy pumping 95 or even 80. I mean, dude, I can't even hit a ball that's going 30 miles per hour, dude. Like,
you play baseball?
I did play baseball. Maybe back in my prime I could, but now I went. That's a story for another time. But
in your prime, I get it.
In my prime, yeah.
but yeah. Any closing comments with Dion?
Dion's
so great.
Gonna be up there with. And this is like a take that's gonna be. You got to put. This could be seasoned a little bit. But I could see Dion being one of the greatest college football coaches, like to coach.
Wow.
I don't want to say he's not gonna be greater than Nick Saban. I don't even put him over Kirby Smart right now. But I think in the future he could be up there with one of the greats.
I mean, if we're like throwing just hot takes out there, a hot take I would have is I want to see how he does this season at Colorado and the next, because you can't base it all off 1 year. I want to see how these next 2 seasons go, and then I could be like, Colorado will go to the playoffs. Like, especially with it being expanded, it's very possible. In 2 years, he builds that roster at Colorado, one of the best recruiters we've seen in a while. Go in there, builds that roster. You beat Oregon, you beat USC regular season. You finish out your season, you're basically going to be in the playoffs. You lose one or two games, now it's going to be 12 team playoff.
Yeah,
he could be in the playoffs, which would be.
And his son
awesome.
is a dog. He can play.
Did he commit to Colorado?
Yeah, he did.
Okay.
No,
I didn't know if he like did that.
And like in the document series, like he talks about how like he has always played with his dad. So like it'd be weird if he like did it, honestly.
Imagine if he gets drafted into the NFL and then Dion's like, "Hey, I'm going to the NFL now." Like I know he said he wasn't going to go to the NFL, but just imagine.
Yeah, that'd be
money
awesome.
talks. That's all I'll say. Money talks.
He talks. Yep, that's right.
Dion even said that himself. Money talks. That's why I went to Colorado. But geez, man. All right, Jay, thank you so much for being on. This was a lot of fun. We're gonna have you on soon. We're gonna have you on soon again. But just thank you for all you do. Thank you for giving us advice. Thank you for being there. Thank you for being the first podcast follower to follow us, man. I don't even know how that happened. I don't even know. we won't even ever find out how that happened.
Just snooping around, dude. It was just like
it was meant to be.
But we appreciate it. We really do appreciate it.
Of course, man. Of course. It was fun talking with you guys. It was awesome.
Thank you.
We're always gonna be on the grind together. We got your back. Hoping you got ours, of course. And man, just keep up the great work. You got some great guests that come on there all the time. And for any of you guys listening, please check out Jay's 5th Down podcast. It is on. I mean, we mainly follow him on his Instagram, Jay's 5th Down podcast, obviously. But you got a YouTube that's really strong. I see that you get a nice amount of views on there, and you also have a like motivational type YouTube channel.
Yes, right? Yes. So that one's called Pursuing Excellence. It's a different podcast, but I do that one as well. So yeah, I run 2 podcasts when I'm in. It's some work, but when you love to do something, you'll do what it takes to get it done. So.
Exactly.
That's
you're
awesome,
you're gonna be that guy that gets it done, man. We love to see it. But thank you so much for joining us again. Follow him on all the socials. Now you stream on Spotify and Apple Podcasts and all that stuff.
All right, all podcast platforms were there.
Perfect, man. All right, we're gonna catch you in the next one. Thank you so much for joining.
All right, guys, no problem.
Yeah. See ya.
Well, everyone, that was our good friend Jay's 5th Down. It was so nice to have him on, but we're going to jump right into our next segment, which is Around the League College Football. There's not too much to talk about here, but it's good to mention some things that we haven't been able to address in previous podcasts. And one of them being Lincoln Riley's brother, Garrett Riley, was named the new offensive coordinator for Clemson. Garrett Riley was just the offensive coordinator at TCU.
Yeah.
So this is really good to see. Really great for Clemson, in my opinion. And some people even have Garrett Riley being a better head coach than Lincoln Riley. One brother actually got to the national championship. The other couldn't win a playoff game.
And one brother left his program just high and dry, and the other one just, a little bit more respectable.
Yeah, I mean, everybody has their opinions on the Riley brothers.
That's true.
But Garrett Riley at Clemson, that's going to be fun to watch. That's going to be great for their offense. He knows how to run a really good offense. So, I mean, it's going to be fun.
What do you think Clemson's going to be with him? Like ranked wise?
Clemson is already on a sort of trending downhill. Yeah. If I can be honest.
Yeah.
They're still going to be really
right.
good. They're still probably going to go to the ACC championship. And I think that they, especially with Garrett Riley, they will make it to the ACC championship.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll see as far as what Klubnik can do. I think watching the Tennessee game, I really thought that Klubnik was a great quarterback. Freshman. He's a freshman, played like a freshman, but he played like a good freshman. He played like a freshman that was like ready to go. And before that game, he even won other games just being brought off the bench when Ugalele couldn't play. So it's going to be really fun to watch.
Yeah.
But we'll see what happens there. The kind of last point that I want to make, it was brought up by a fellow friend of ours, Cormani McClain. I don't know if you guys know this, for some people who don't really know us that well, but Cormani McClain went to a high school near us. It's Lakeland High School, the Dreadnoughts. They've been a superpower for a long time now. And
just for football, though.
Yeah, just for high school football.
We run them in any other sport, but football, we got them locked.
They did beat us in baseball last year.
Yeah, they ended us in the playoffs.
Okay.
But we're not going to say what school we went to, though. But anyways, this is really interesting. Cormani McClain is the number 1 cornerback
I saw that.
in the nation and number 9 overall player in the nation.
Yeah.
He's the 9th best
crazy.
high school player in the nation.
It's honestly like crazy to see a guy that you like just one Friday night you seen. Or I mean, us living in the area that he's from, we could have seen him more.
Trust me, I didn't go to many Lakeland games. I went to
me either. But I'm talking about like
I went to their semifinal game.
Yeah. You saw him play, right?
Yeah.
He's a beast, though. I mean, I saw him torch up our squad, which, let's be real, it's not too hard to do. But
he had 2 interceptions that game.
I know, he's a beast, bro, and it's honestly fun to see like our local boys make it.
Yeah, and all the time. I mean, this guy is gonna probably make it to the NFL, despite injuries if they happen. But it's gonna be awesome to see another like Lakeland, Florida name go on the draft board.
Oh, for sure.
But so the main topic here is he signed a national intent to go to Miami.
Yeah.
Early signing day happened, didn't show up.
Yeah.
Did not show up. They had some Canes members there. They had a whole cake made for him with a Miami logo, everything like that. Didn't show.
Yeah.
He's been trying to get released from them now. And 3 days ago would make like a week and 3 days since he made a visit to Colorado.
Yeah.
Deion Sanders did this before. The number 1 cornerback in the nation flipped him, Travis Hunter, to go to Jackson State.
Dude,
they're thinking that Cormani is going to go to Colorado. I think it's happening.
Yeah, it's going to happen.
It's 100%.
No, for
turn
sure.
down Deion Sanders wanting you to go to Colorado.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean,
Deion, not only one of the best recruiters, best person, as we talked about earlier, and number 2, he is the best almost agent that you can have. I mean, if you have an NIL deal that you want to make happen, he's going to be your guy. He has so many connections, obviously.
Oh, yeah.
So it's where the money lies, kind of, in college football nowadays. But there's so much more to this Cormani McClain situation here. And I mean, after Miami's disappointing season, disappointing decades that they've had, I would much rather want to jump on a bandwagon with a promising future.
Exactly.
So Cormani McClain, you do your thing, man. Go to Colorado, be awesome there. Get to meet with Deion, all that fun stuff.
I think he'll show like more. It'll be more promising for him if he wants to get those NFL scouts too.
Exactly.
Rising team, and Miami. I mean,
they get exposure.
Yeah, they get exposure, obviously.
I mean, they're Miami. I mean,
but like they're not going to be as good as Colorado. They don't have as bright of a future as Colorado has right now. So I think it'll be smart of him to flip over to Colorado.
And good financially as well, because like you said, NIL deals are in now.
However, Miami is very rich, so
that is true.
It's cheaper to live in Colorado, guys. So go to Colorado, man.
That is true also.
But
But yeah.
Anyways, that's gonna kind of wrap it up for around the league's college football. And there's not much to talk about. There probably is more that we could have. One thing I will mention right now, because I just popped in my mind, the Ole Miss quarterback room is actually crazy right now. It's insane. You got Jackson Dart, who just
great name.
I know, right?
As a quarterback, yeah, great name.
Exactly, especially for he throws darts, man. But he's been there. He has performed, to a good standard. For Ole Miss, but then you got LSU's second string quarterback, who is a 5-star quarterback coming out of high school, and he just transferred from LSU to Ole Miss. And out of all these big names that you got on this team, you got Spencer Sanders from Oklahoma State.
Yeah.
And man, we talked about him earlier this in the podcast for the season, talking about him in the transfer portal. I said he was a big name coming in the transfer portal, and he is. And I made a post on our Instagram with a little story thing, and it was just Spencer Sanders will be the starting quarterback of Ole Miss next year.
Yeah.
Despite Jackson Dart. I don't even care about Jackson Dart. He,
How old is Jackson Dart? What year is he going
I think he's
into?
a junior now. And he also played at USC before he went to Ole Miss. But this quarterback room is like insane. I don't know what some of these quarterbacks are thinking. I don't know what Spencer Sanders was thinking, but I think that him going there after I forgot the guy's name, but the second string from LSU, I forgot his name. But I mean, going there after this news already came out, he wants that starting spot. He already had it in his mind. He was going to Ole Miss. Despite that, he's coming for it. So Spencer Sanders, next starting quarterback of Ole Miss. Mark my words. That's just going to wrap up the Around the League college football section. We'll probably have more as the weeks progress, but as of now, let's just stick with college, and let's talk about one of our more favorite segments here, Mount Rushmore, with John, Nick, and Michael.
Yep.
The 4 best players from our favorite college football players.
Okay.
Michael, you want to start us off?
Yeah, sure. So obviously, I think we all know my favorite college is UCF.
Yeah.
So I have 2 honorable mentions. When I was doing this, it's Shaquem Griffin because of his amazing story.
Yeah.
With his hand and making it to the NFL. It's awesome. And then my other honorable mention is Latavius Murray. He made it to the Pro Bowl one of his seasons.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm going to start with my number 1. This is kind of going to be like a future pick. I see Gabe Davis being a great wide receiver for NFL. He is he did great fantasy watch. Just put that out there.
Yeah, he did
good. Great fantasy.
I mean,
watch.
despite that,
great.
he was one of the best wide receivers at UCF.
And he goes off in the playoffs too. Last season, he did amazing. This season, he did how many yards? He got over 100 yards his last game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But that's my first one. My first pick is Gabe Davis. My second pick, Matt Prater. Hey, he's a 2-time Pro Bowler, and he's been a starting kicker since 2008 in the NFL.
Yeah.
So I think
great for fantasy as well.
Great for fantasy as well. He's always like, if my kicker's on bye, I pick up Matt Prater. Every year, that's usually what it is. My next one, Blake Bortles.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, we expected that one.
Yeah. That 2017 playoff run in the AFC Championship. He has thrown for 17,000 yards, 103 touchdowns. And he's the 3rd overall pick in the 2014 draft. So
is he retired now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. He would being 3rd string, 2nd string, jumping around.
I'd love to see him play in XFL, bro.
Come to Orlando.
Yeah, come back to Orlando,
But my final one, Asante Samuel.
Yeah.
Okay.
The defensive back, 4-time Pro Bowler, 1-time All-Pro, and 2-time Super Bowl champ. Had to have him on my list. He's one of the greats out of UCF.
Owns the Jags.
Yep.
But yeah, that's a solid list for UCF. That's actually really good. I'm surprised that Mikey Keene wasn't on there. But anyways, going forward, we're gonna have my favorite team, which is arguably I could say UCF, but also you have UCF, and I didn't want to be like that. And they're not actually my favorite college football team. My favorite college football team is the Tennessee Vols. So at the number 1 spot, well, there's not real numbers here, but who I'll say first, Peyton Manning. I mean, you can't
go wrong with that,
Can't
bro.
go wrong.
You can never go wrong with
really
Peyton
can't.
Manning. I mean, he leads most of all the records at
Mhm.
Tennessee for, offensive things. I think Hendon Hooker broke 1 or 2 this past season, but
Yeah.
I haven't done enough
Still
research for
like
that.
an all-time Tennessee great.
Yeah, exactly. He came second in Heisman votes, got snubbed.
Yeah.
Tennessee fans absolutely hate the Heisman voting. I don't know if you guys know this, but yeah, it's actually crazy they lost to a defensive player. But anyways, the second is going to be Reggie White,
Okay.
defensive end. All of his sack records have remained untouched for 30 years, all of them, which is actually insane. And he later became one of the greatest pass rushers of all time in the NFL.
Yeah.
So Reggie White, all-time great whenever he played at Tennessee, which this is what I based it off of. I based it off of when they played at Tennessee.
Yeah.
I could care less about
Oh.
NFL
Yeah.
See, I got it mixed up. I thought like best players that made
that came out of.
Yeah.
No.
That's my bad. I still stay with my list.
It's fine. I kind of want to revisit this later on, anyways, with like we kind of talked about it with players overall, like no matter what sport, which would be really fun to do.
Okay.
But anyways, yeah, just based off their time at Tennessee, which is why my next pick is going to be Peerless Price. Peerless Price, he was on the 98 national championship team. He was a go-to receiver for Peyton and T. Martin. He also played in the NFL for 9 years. That's just to add on to that. But he was always a go-to guy. Think of him as kind of like the Jalen Hyatt of today, really. But after that, what was that? My third? Yeah. So my fourth is going to be Eric Berry.
Okay.
Eric Berry, safety, of course. He's a Jim Thorpe Award winner, and he actually won this, or he was a finalist for it this season before he won it, and the Tennessee Vols were 5-7 that season.
Mhm.
So I mean, it was already insane that he was up there. He set so many records. He set the SEC record for most interception return yards in a season and a career. He also had 14 picks over his 3-year career at Tennessee. And he also became the highest paid safety at the time with the Kansas City Chiefs right after he signed.
Dang.
And Eric Berry is just he's a soldier. He's a
Yeah.
legend. Everything he's went through, all
Yeah.
the adversity, got through it.
That
deserves
comeback
it.
game he had with the Chiefs.
One of the coldest openings
Yes,
in
bro.
a
That was
long time.
awesome. It literally gave me chills when I watched
Yeah.
that for the first time.
I know, bro. And as a Tennessee fan, dude, so many chills. One thing I would tell you guys, an honorable mention, Hendon Hooker. And I didn't put him on this list because it's not fair. But I will say he's an honorable mention for Mount Rushmore because of the fact that he was a Heisman finalist. We haven't had a Heisman finalist in a long time. Despite him being fifth, he should have been over a few other guys, but I won't get into that. He did suffer the ACL tear, which completely ruined his chances for that, as well as, the South Carolina game, which I don't want to get into. But it's honorable. It's an honorable mention because he brought Tennessee back. Like, Tennessee feels like they're back. Tennessee had one of the best years they've had since 2001.
Yep.
Hendon Hooker has been that guy. He set records, a few of them. He can't really catch up to Peyton because he only played there for 2 years. But it's just an honorable mention to have Hendon there.
That was a good list.
All right, yeah. For me, of course, it's the Florida Gators, and I just gotta get this off the table. Tim Tebow.
Yeah.
I mean,
Obviously.
one of the greatest,
Two-time Heisman winner.
one of the greatest quarterbacks to play college football, in my opinion. And right behind him, Emmitt Smith, one of the, NFL and college. Granted,
Yeah.
I think he was a little bit more successful in NFL, if I remember this right. Isn't he a Hall of Famer?
Yes.
Yeah. Not to mention Lakeland boy as well.
Yeah.
Was it Lakeland
Or
Barton?
Auburndale.
Yeah, still Polk County boy, 863. I got to go with the killer guy, Aaron Hernandez. He was a killer in college.
Oh my god.
Can't go wrong with him. He helped Tebow and the whole 2008 squad to win a national championship. And I can't say more about the 2008 squad, man. They were just a real killer squad. And then I got probably the best quarterback Florida had in a while since 2008, Kyle Trask.
Wow.
Can't-
All time.
Yeah.
Really?
I'm just going by my opinion.
Wow.
I'm sure it's your opinion, but man, okay. Yeah, go ahead.
So yeah, broke records for Florida. Of course, like not all, but he did break some records in Florida. And just a sensational 2020 year. Leading Florida to what was it was 2020 to the SEC championship, of course, losing to Alabama, but still making it to the championship was good enough for me at least. But yeah, that's my pick, man.
Well,
Out of all the years they won national championships,
if you're going to be like a personal pick, personally, if I was you, I would have said the Pouncey twins or one of the Pounceys because they're great O lines. Honestly, could be Hall of Famers, and they're out of Lakeland. So if I was you, that's who I would have put in one of the spots, maybe over Kyle Trask. But it's not a bad list at all.
Yeah, until we got to Kyle Trask. Anyways,
Okay.
Man, it's personal opinion, I guess, man. I can't wait to send this to like the Florida Gator accounts, though. I kind of want to see what they think, for sure. But, all right, John. That's gonna end it for our Mount Rushmore. Really fun time there. A few more good Mount Rushmores coming up for sure. But in the air, what is the most unbreakable record in sports, guys?
I mean,
there's a lot.
There's so many. One of them I have is actually I'm just gonna. I have three that I put.
Wow, three. Okay, just pick one for right now. We'll cover the others at the end if they aren't covered.
Wilt Chamberlain's 50 points per game in a season.
Yeah,
like he averaged 50 points. Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. I mean, it's Wilt. That's Wilt.
It's Wilt. And who's gonna beat that?
Exactly.
Especially in the game now, it's too hard.
John, who you got?
Barry Bonds home run record.
Yeah.
I mean, can't. It's
how many home runs was that again? I forgot. It was in the
70s.
70s.
It was in the 70s.
I honestly,
because like I know Aaron Judge broke the.
I don't think that's unbreakable anymore. There's some power hitter. Like,
yes and no. I think the closest guy that could break it. Well, I mean, there's two guys that could genuinely break it, and that's Shohei and Judge. Maybe I could throw Stanton.
I don't think Shohei can break it.
I could
it's 73.
Yeah,
I'd say someone who can break it is
Judge for sure.
Judge or
maybe Stanton. Yeah, but it is still a hard number to break. Especially,
it's very hard.
Especially, but you got to think the pitchers now. They're getting more nasty as years go on, and plus analytics as well is getting up there. So, I mean, we'll see.
It's very hard. Don't get me wrong, but I just don't think it's unbreakable.
Yeah. I mean, especially seeing what Aaron Judge was able to do. What if he had more time, man?
I mean,
if he hit more balls?
I don't think he got. Did he get injured last year?
He did get injured.
Yeah.
He was out for a little bit.
So I mean, it's a possibility, but it's a great record.
Yeah.
For me, just give me Bill Russell winning 11 rings.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's very hard.
It goes through any sport. Like the closest we've had is Brady with 7, and that in itself is an unbreakable record. I don't see any quarterback, at least in our lifetime, ever winning 7 Super Bowls.
For sure.
Yeah.
Especially with 6 of them being on one team, which is already insane. It's actually really already insane. And then one on the other. But wow. Yeah. So then we can talk about like some notable mentions that we have.
Yeah. So I have 2 more. It's Celtics 8 straight titles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That feeds into Bill Russell right
now. Yeah. That feeding into Bill Russell. Winning 8 straight titles is I honestly don't see any team ever doing that again.
It's hard to do, especially.
It's hard to go back to back.
Yeah, it's hard to go back to back. Warriors, they had the closest shot of doing it, but there was no way they were.
It's fair to mention that some of these records, especially NBA, I must say, they're gonna be unbreakable because of the fact that it was in a different time, different era where things were so different.
You could say that with any league, like especially in baseball as well.
For baseball, there's one Cy Young. He had 749 complete games.
Yeah, there's no way
you can't break that.
No,
like that's insane.
I mean, but I feel like football, like there's unbreakable records from back in the day, but I feel like most of them have been broken. Like, especially with us playing more games.
That is true. That is true.
Because the football has progressed into more games. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I mean that's fair to say. But I do agree, like baseball, basketball, like they all are gonna have those. Hockey is even gonna have those.
Oh yeah.
Like football, like most of the main records and stuff didn't start until like the 50s to the 60s, whenever they merged with the AFL.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, obviously that's not gonna.
Yeah, like Cy Young is like the beginning of baseball.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah, I mean he was throwing the beer league guys. So I mean it's just
like the active leader for complete games is Adam Wainwright with 28. Compared to 749.
God damn.
There's it's crazy. especially again, analytics is now a huge thing in baseball. So I mean, you have teams throwing their best pitcher out for 7, maybe 8 innings if you're lucky. I mean, I know with the Rays, Shane McClanahan didn't pitch like a full 7 innings and until the playoffs hit, which that's whatever. But I mean, teams now they're just you don't really throw.
When we talk about like you said
outside.
hockey,
one
that I saw was Wayne Gretzky's 1,963 career assists.
Yeah, insane.
Yeah,
And
that's crazy.
Sidney Crosby is the active leader with 899.
Yeah, he's not going to catch it. He's definitely not going to catch it. But I mean, Sidney Crosby's getting old.
Yeah.
But speaking of Wayne Gretzky, I did have a second one in case anybody stole mine. Wayne Gretzky winning 9 MVPs.
Oh yeah, the GOAT of NHL.
The GOAT of NHL, of course, and the GOAT of winning MVPs. I mean, no, for all other leagues, you're never going to have a guy that's going to win 9 MVPs.
That's just
Exactly.
that's just
insane.
the definition of dominance in their set field, bro.
Exactly.
Like, wow.
Aaron Rodgers could try if he plays some more years. Yeah, damn. But anyways, that's going to be it for the most breakable records in sports. Really, really interesting to look into. They might pop up later on as we talk in our podcast, of course. But I'm going to just go over something that's been in recent college basketball news, which John Calipari, national champion winner with Kentucky, one of the greatest Kentucky basketball coaches in a long time. Kentucky fans used to love this guy. Used to absolutely love this guy. But Kentucky this season has lost to unranked Michigan State, number 6 Gonzaga, number 5 UCLA, unranked Missouri, number 4 Alabama, and unranked South Carolina, which is pretty big for SEC play as well.
Yeah.
Wow.
A lot of those are SEC opponents as well. So I mean, if you lose those big games, bro, you can't
So this has been in recent news with just John Calipari being on the hot seat. I mean, especially with in previous years. I mean, I think he's gotten to 1 Final Four in the last 5 years, something like that.
Yeah.
Don't ever quote me on that.
But that is crazy though. That is.
But yeah,
true.
he's been trending downhill for them.
Yeah.
And John Calipari, I don't know if you guys knew this, but he coached Derrick Rose at Memphis.
Oh,
Yeah.
I did not know that.
So, and that's a whole other thing with John Calipari. He just left Memphis in the dirt because a lot of allegations came against him. He just left, and then he went to Kentucky.
Yeah,
Smart man.
So, yeah, smart man for sure. But recently, Texas men's basketball team, they want a new coach. They've been pushing for it. And there was a Kentucky fan the other night that had a sign with him that was John Calipari, go to Texas, whatever. He's a Kentucky fan. He was escorted out. I think he was being really rowdy.
That's crazy, man. I mean, if it was being rowdy, then I understand that.
Yeah.
But if it was just for a sign.
Yeah, no, I don't think it'd be for a sign at all. But Marshall, if you're listening, man, you got to figure this out. Kentucky fans, if you're listening, you need to figure this out very soon. Is he your guy going forward? But let's debate, guys. Let's debate outside of college basketball. Will Tiger Woods win another major?
Yes. That's all I'm going to say. Yes. I mean, how old is he?
47.
47? He still got it in there. I mean, yeah, he's still got some juice left, bro.
Mike?
I'm gonna say no.
It's hard for me to really pick one for this. I did a little bit of research, and it's hard because Tiger is such a great player and he's unpredictable.
He is.
Won the Masters a few years ago at the age that he's at.
The comeback that was his comeback as well. So that was.
But I'm gonna have to say no.
Okay.
I would say no for the sake of the fact he's dealt with a really bad injury with a car accident.
Crash, right?
And he's coming back, and it's really hard to get your swing back.
That is true.
He can be a good player, but at the end of the day, he's got to get his swing back. But the main thing that I read, which actually is really important to talk about, for most golfers, your prime is when you're in your 40s to 50s.
Mm-hmm.
Jack Nicklaus, he was great in his 40s to 50s. And the thing is with Tiger, his prime was when he was young.
Yeah.
His prime was when he was 20.
He was a golf prodigy. Yeah.
Yeah.
He was Like he grinded his
Great
ass.
commentary, John. But what I must say is like, yeah, he was great whenever he was super young, which brings the fact that like, if he could be out of his prime. I mean, he's been at an excellent level since he was 16 years old. I mean, 17 years old. Whenever he played at Stanford. So I mean, going forward, he just barely qualified for the Masters last year.
I thought you already qualify if you win. Like you could like
you have to win a
Masters.
certain amount of majors
Okay.
and place high enough.
I thought like once you win the Masters, you could like be in the Masters for like your whole like career.
No, not at all. You have to qualify for it. Yeah. So,
But hey, his son's
looking.
Charlie
he's
Woods.
young. He's
young.
like 13?
Yeah, he's
like
13. I'm pretty
13,
sure
so-
13, 14.
it's too early to say. With
That
a
is
kid.
true. But I do want to see.
Oh, he's
him.
great for his age. He's 12,
I want,
and his dad's Tiger Woods.
yeah, I want to see him and his dad compete in the Masters. That would be legendary.
Which that is possible it will happen.
I mean, Tiger's gonna be old though.
Yeah, but you
But-
can play in the PGA Champions League, which is like the old people, like Bernhard
Yeah.
Langer and all of them. They're able to compete. Fred Couples, they're able
Yeah.
to compete in the Masters, which is a whole different thing from the PGA Tour.
Yeah.
But anyways, that's gonna be it for the Let's Debate. That's pretty fun. But NBA games of the weekend, Michael. What do you got
All
cooking
right.
up for us?
I got 3 games for 3 days. Friday, I have Warriors at Cavs.
Okay, Cavs win. I mean,
Steph Curry's back. That's the thing.
I don't care.
Okay.
Steph Curry being back, what does it matter? The Warriors are gonna probably make a play in the season. That's what I can see happening. And the Cavs are playing at an excellent level. They lost by
Yeah.
1 point last night to the Grizzlies. But so tough. But hey, they're playing exceptional.
Yeah, they are. They are playing.
The
very
Warriors
good.
are not.
In their defense.
When the Warriors had all their starters, they played against the Suns.
They need to, for them to do good, they need Steph. And when
When they-
Steph is there, they tend to do good. They haven't had the best season this year, obviously. But when Steph isn't there, they are so bad. It's like they're not even.
They
a
can
playoff
even be
team.
bad when Steph is there. Like I was saying, they just
I-
lost to the Suns earlier this season.
Suns are good
And
though.
what you're not letting me finish. The Suns didn't have Devin Booker in that game, Chris Paul, or DeAndre Ayton in that game. They were starting like guys that were on the bench that some people never even heard of, and they still won. The Suns still won by 20. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, okay. Well,
So
they know that one.
the Warriors are iffy this season. That's all I'm
Yeah.
gonna say.
Yeah, I agree. I do
And-
think the Cavs are going to win, but I'm just saying. I think it's going to be a close game.
Where's it played
Honestly.
at?
It's in Cleveland.
In
Cleveland.
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 Cleveland. Okay, yeah. I would think it's a different story if it was played in where the Warriors play. They don't play in Oakland anymore, right?
Yeah.
They play in L.A.
No,
I think it's San
that's
Francisco.
San Francisco.
San
Yeah.
Francisco.
Well, that's Friday.
Yeah.
Saturday, I have Pacers at Suns.
Yeah.
Pacers being a surprising team this year, I'd
Yeah.
say.
No, for sure.
They're doing,
Tyrese
what-
Halliburton, man.
doing much better than what everyone thought they'd be doing. What place are they? Let me check where they're at in the standings.
Especially after the Sabonis
They're
trade.
9th right now. They're at 500. And they're facing obviously the Suns that are been lately a powerhouse team. However, I'm pretty sure Devin
Suns
Booker's,
aren't even in playoff.
Yeah, they're not anymore.
playing.
Right now, yeah, like they've been dealing with Devin
A lot
Booker's
of
out.
injuries. Yeah, he's been out for almost a month now.
Yeah,
In a few more weeks, he'll be in.
yeah.
I know this guy's because I have him on my fantasy team.
Well, the Suns aren't good this year, obviously, but they are still a fun team to watch. They're 21-24 right now, just under 500. And they still have Chris Paul, DeAndre Ayton, 2 very good players.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, Chris Paul's older, but he didn't score those points, but he gets a lot of good assists. And he's just a fun player to watch because he's like, what's the word I'm looking for? I wouldn't say legend, but
What are you trying to say here? Like Chris Paul's, he's experienced. I don't know what you're trying to say.
Would you say legend? I want to say legend. He's just like one of
He doesn't
those.
win a
He's
ring
one of the
yet.
veterans.
He's one of the veterans that you want to see play.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
He's one of the veterans that you want to see play and want to win a ring.
Yeah, no, yeah, for sure. Chris Paul's always been that guy, man.
Yeah,
Ever since he was in Charlotte, he's been that guy in the league that you want to see win.
Those rumors with him and Kim Kardashian too.
The Kardashian curse is real, and now that's revealed, I don't know if we'll even see the play-in tournament with the Suns in it.
But Sunday, my last game, Pelicans at Heat. Another young, surprising team.
Yeah,
Was
Pelicans.
not expected to be fourth in the Western Conference. 26-19.
Still
Wow.
a long season to go.
Still a long season, but that team is young and powerful.
Which I just found out the other day, and I'm looking at it right now again. The Kings.
Yeah, the Kings.
Third. I don't think they're being talked about enough.
They're
right
not.
now.
They are not. They're
Aren't they like
Fuck.
historically like terrible?
Yes,
Like,
they
they're,
are. They
like-
haven't been in the NBA playoffs since 2002. That was with Peja on the team. That was with Chris Webber,
well, they did. They got Demontis Sabonis this offseason,
which is great.
with
Kevin Herter as also the redheaded Mamba.
Yeah, I've seen that. De'Aaron Fox, obviously, but Demontis Sabonis is getting like a bunch of like hype this season. Like they're comparing him to big name power forwards and centers, saying is he better than this player? And this season, he's been playing like it.
Mm-hmm.
He's been playing like a top power forward / center.
There's even some people that are saying he's like the father of Jokic.
Yeah, I have seen that. I have seen that. But with the Heat, they're been supposed to be doing better these past couple years than they have been. They've been doing good in the playoffs, but in the regular season, they're 6th right now, 25-21, 8.5
Still
games.
very
Still
early.
Yeah, like it's
Like
early.
this, like
obviously.
the Celtics at the 1 seed. I mean, it's still very early.
Okay.
Anything can happen. Bucks are only 4 games back.
Yeah, and then they were just like above the Bucks. Like I mean, the Bucks were just above the Celtics like a week ago.
Yeah,
or
exactly.
So it's easy to switch like that.
Yeah, I
But-
mean, at this point, they've only played 45 games, it looks like. So the Celtics have at least. So, I mean, that's only half the season, really.
And how many
Yeah.
games are in an NBA season?
82.
Okay.
But, anyways, that it for the NBA, man.
That's all I have for the games of the weekend.
The NBA is heating up. We're gonna be talking about it a lot more later on. But anyways, God, man, I hate John Bean right there. He likes to look at lists.
Oh, I have my
He
own
loves
list,
to look
bro.
at lists.
Yeah. I have
No,
my
don't
own
look at my list either, man. Dang.